Peace and love, everyone. Thanks for being here live this morning. Get the birds outside. If they get too loud, let me know. I'm living in Birdland. Hi, Rose. Who did I miss? I'm just saying hi to Rose. Hi, Rose. Thanks for being here, everybody. Hope my volume's okay, too. Feels a little good to me there. All right. Hi, Michelle. You're very welcome, Peter. Thank you for all that you do and all that you are. Thank you. It's not me. It's not me. It's the light itself. That's the truth of it. Hey, peace. Peace and namaste, everybody. Hey, Beverly. Hey, Amy. Hey, Ethan. Peace and love. Peace and namaste. I'm Peter Panagore, a near-death experiencer. And I gotta push that button. Near-death experiencer, ex-reverend. And this is not church mysticism. And here we are struggling through the lens of near-death experience. Technology, what can I say? It's always a surprise. But anyway, this is not church. And through the lens of near-death experience and mysticism, we check out all sorts of mystical ideas found in ancient literature. And today, it's Aramaic Jesus through the work of Dr. Douglas Klotz and his translations from the Aramaic Peshitta, and it's called Aramaic Jesus is his book, but from the Aramaic Gospels called the Peshitta, which, in maybe you don't know this about them, they had vast influence by the 5th century and wide circulation by the 8th century, reaching far eastern China. It said that Genghis Khan's mom was a Christian, most likely through this book. And many ancient denominations still use the Peshitta, this Aramaic Gospels, collection of Gospels. But all of these denominations are considered heretics by Protestants, Catholics, and Orthodox theologians, and they have for a very long time. Dr. Douglas Klotz's mystical translations of Jesus closely align, and here's why. They closely align with the singleness, oneness, union teachings found in the Gospel of Thomas, as in, for instance, Logion 77, Jesus said, I am the light that is over all things. I am the all. From me, all has come forth, and to me, all has reached. Split a piece of wood, and I am there. Lift up a stone, and you will find me there. And it is, as was said early in the chat this morning, truly, truly, I say to you, before Abraham, I am. So in traditional canonical Gospels, Jesus says, make your eyes single and your body will be filled with light. My burden is light, and make them one as you and I are one. So let this oneness, this singleness, be our starting point this morning in our meditation. Before we get to the scholarly stuff, let's catch our breath, join together in community. Good to see all my friends here. We had a great retreat a few weeks ago. Glad that everybody's here this morning. We're thinking about one for next year too. We'll talk more about that in the future. But we'd love to get together again. The concentration of light when we are gathered is intensive, more intense than it is here. And it's pretty intense here as we gather here. Or watch by recording, because, light it's not confined by time. I need to catch my breath here. So let's catch our breath and center into the higher vibration of our souls, of our original selves, making our eyes single so that our body will be filled with light, which is a real thing for me. Okay, it's not a belief. And I know that for you, many of us, it's a real thing. You feel it, you find it, you seek it, you seek it, you find it, you feel it in life. So this light, this energy, this prana came back with me from heaven. I could feel it then, and I can feel it now, and so can you if you seek this light vibration. Okay, enough of that. Let's take a few breaths together. It's pre-existent. And smile always will. Here's how you may remember the Gospel of John 14:12-15. Truly, truly, I tell you, whoever believes in me will also do the works I have done, and greater works, because I am going to the Father. Whatever you ask in my name, I will do, so that the Father may be glorified through the Son. If you love me, keep my commandments. And here it is from the Aramaic Gospel of John, same chapter and verse, which we'll unpack in a few minutes. But listen with the ear of your heart. I'm going to read it slowly, because it's a little different. By the sacred ground of unity, in which I am always standing, whoever carries the same trust I do, who connects within me with these deep roots in reality itself, will do the same works of service that I have done. They will serve, love, and offer themselves even more abundantly, in ways ever more fitting and beautiful, because my tiny I, the temporary part of me, is departing, leaving only soul returning to home, the breathing life of all. If you ask within my atmosphere and melody, it is as if I am acting through you. If you feel radiance, warmth, and birthing love for me, infuse yourself with my example. Feel the lessons now growing from the inside rather than imposed from the outside. Now you've heard them both. Let's return to the familiar translation and do a little deconstruction before returning to the Aramaic. Truly, truly, I tell you, whoever believes in me will also do the works I have done, and even greater works, because I am going to the Father. Whatever you ask in my name, I will do. What great works did Jesus do in the Gospel of John that believers should be able to do? Believers, according to this, should be able to turn water into wine, heal illness at a distance, heal physical infirmities, multiply foods, assert power over physics while walking on water, give sight to a blind man from birth, and raise the dead. Now, perhaps a few believers over the centuries have done such things, but certainly not everyone who believes. Whoever believes. Now, as for the raising of the dead, medical science has succeeded where belief has not. Hence the hundreds of millions of near-death experiencers worldwide. Now, how often have you, if and when you were a believer, prayed earnestly to Jesus for great miracles, apparent miracles, things that you can see, as we've seen in the Gospel of John, for whatever you asked for and received them? Oh, wait. How many times? As you will see in the Aramaic, we ask for the wrong things, and belief isn't even mentioned. Instead, Yeshua comments on a direct and experiential connection to the source, to the supreme self, as he had it himself. The Aramaic Jesus makes much more mystical sense to my near-death sensibilities and noetic understanding. In Catholic high school, I studied a gospel a year. The mystical Jesus I re-met in the Gospels, even in the Gospels after my first NDE, isn't the one the good brothers taught, and it's not the one that's represented here in John, in the canonical version of it. Aramaic Jesus said, by the sacred ground of unity in which I am always standing, whoever carries the same trust I do and connects with me with these deep roots in reality with a capital R will do the same works of service I have done. Stand on the sacred ground of unity. where Jesus is always standing, carrying the same trust he does, being carried by the same trust. And this trust isn't a belief. It is a reality. It is the reality, which I experienced in unity in my first NDE and subsequent Kundalini awakening. It's a physical feeling and a whole body perception of the world and self through all senses, originating beyond all senses. But what are those works of service? Not the miracles of the popular gospel. Yeshua said, they will serve, love, and offer themselves even more abundantly, the light itself, your actions in the world, in ways ever more befitting. Befitting what? Befitting the connection, befitting the beautiful. Because my tiny little I, the temporary part of me, is departing, leaving only my soul, my higher original self, returning to home. This is what he was saying, to the breathing life of all. And in my first NDE, I first encountered the breathing life light of all. It was breathing out all existence when I first encountered it, which set me on the course in my life to serve, love, and perfectly, definitely, and offer myself more abundantly. Not me, little me, but the light itself, in ways fitting while living in the eternal beauty, because I learned my tiny self is a temporary me. My true self is my eternal soul, who returned home to the breathing life of all. I remain in that breath. The Hebrew ruah of Genesis, the pervading, the all-pervading spirit of union of everything there is. And more. Yeshua continued, if you ask within my atmosphere and melody, it is as if I am acting through you. He's not talking about the little tiny I. He's talking about his whole eternal nature. The melody, the atmosphere, be in the atmosphere. Let the melody speak. This is what the life force energy felt to me upon returning here, and increasingly feels now. And heaven is here now for me. It's an atmosphere, a melody, a vibration, an experience, a sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell immersion in the vibrating atmosphere. And I know that I'm not alone in this. I am not unique in this. And Jesus continued, infuse yourself with my example of this energy. If you feel radiance, warmth, and birthing love for me, if you feel this energy, this radiance, warmth, this birthing love, this is constantly birthing, ever more increasing in the feelings of radiance, warmth, and love, which is the ever-breathing spiritual energy. In his presence, his disciples felt the radiance in what the Hindus call shaktipat. This aura, this energy, this halo of his, this feeling, he said, grows from the inside out rather than being imposed by belief from the outside in. The sacred ground of unity is my state of being, deeply connected with the source of life, the supreme self. It's the reason I pursued my unreasonable life. Not in perfection here, but in the truest pursuit. The truest spiritual awakening comes from a sense of oneness beyond divisions. When we carry the same trust, we profoundly connect to the deeper reality of divine energy. We are the trust, and the trust is in us and carries us. And this isn't superficiality of belief. When Yeshua says doing the same works of service, he means that by genuinely aligning ourselves with the highest purpose and living from this state of unity, one can express the same compassion, love, and meaningful actions as a wise teacher or a guide like himself. This highlights that spiritual growth is not just about reflection and contemplation. It involves active service, love in action, inspired by this sense of unity in the face of life's challenges, not separate from them. And Jesus talks about the tiny little I that fades away, representing our temporary self, our egoic minds. He encourages us to move beyond self-centeredness and connect with our soul, our higher self. Meditation aspires to that non-attachment, and it's a helpful tool, as is maybe volunteering to help when help is needed. The breathing life of all, the life force, the river of life, is in the book of Revelation. It is much more profound, broader, and unfathomable source of all existence, extending to the edges of the expanding universe and far beyond. Yeshua invites you into his experience, his inner energy. That's what he's doing in this text. Into the atmosphere and melody, aligning our intentions and actions with the higher state of being, or deeper harmony, which came to be called by the modern Christian mystics Christ consciousness. When we tune into and are with this state, our requests change from whatever we want, whatever the tiny self needs, to wanting soul alignment with the truth with a capital T. So actions are naturally empowered by the love, the light, acting through us in expressions of love, compassion, and purpose that come from this deeper connection, not simply personal ambition. At a level like Jesus' love flowed so powerfully that people felt it in his presence. He hoped that we would be like him and infuse ourselves by the embodying of the feeling of radiance, warmth, and birthing love, reflecting a nurturing and awakening love within us and through us, grown from the inside and to be genuinely transformed by the light that comes from this inner realization rather than simply following rules and beliefs. Aramaic John 14:12-15 and Thomas 77 are mystical, encouraging our profound inner growth by connecting us to the breathing life of all, allowing us to live lives of love and service even imperfectly. Because the tiny self, it's still here, funneling through, moving us beyond self-centeredness and calling us to be active channels through which our greater purpose, love and compassion, flow into the world, where we are and around us, and the wider world. And the world needs us more now than ever, even as many in power reject us, as it has always been. The wave of truth is strongest now. Ride that wave with me, with us, wherever you are. Thanks for being with me this morning. Amen. Join us at Mystic Tea Salon in about 11 minutes at the top of the hour. It's a private and safe Zoom space to discuss anything mystical, your experience, what we talked about this morning, or anything else. It's crowdsourced wisdom, and it's immediately following Not Church at the top of the hour. The link's in the description, and thank you for your financial support. Really, thank you. And thanks for that super chat early on, Kathy, today. Your gifts literally keep me at this work and available to you, for you, by the grace of God. I am definitely on a mission. I've been on this mission since the first day I came back. I might not have chose the mission in this life with my body. I chose it on the other side, but I had a hard time adjusting to it. But I'm still on it because it feeds me with this atmosphere and melody. And it wants to share itself. And that's what I'm trying to do. Help you find it inside yourself and among us together and wider than us. Because then the light speaks for itself. Well, it does always. Anyway, find the links at PeterPanagore.love. Thank you very much. And pop over to the chat for a few minutes here. Thanks for being here this morning. Peter, your bird mic is distractingly loud. Oh, shoot. Sorry, brothers. Critters are louder than you today. A profound, yes, birds are talking, taking the spotlight loud. Oh, very noisy birds. Oh, my God, the whole thing. Cars too loud. Focus mines. Holy smoke-a-lonies. I hear the crows. Did the message come through? With the birds too freaking loud? I've got them turned down to pretty low over here. I just shut them off. Bummer. Was it? Oh my gosh. Was it okay? Could you hear me through the birds? Or were they just too loud? It's not that bad. Thanks, Casey. Message came through. Oh, good. Thanks. Those freaking birds. I love them. Okay. It's not their fault. It's mine. And I just didn't turn them down all the way, and I should have hit the mute. Oh, to have a producer in the studio, because I can't hear them. I couldn't hear them. I couldn't hear them. So I don't know. Oh my God. A chorus of birds. It was okay. Thanks, David. I was listening to the words. Not bad. Thanks, K Parrish. Not loud. We love them. Good. Thanks, Sundry. Martha, we need to shut out the distractions of the world to focus on your message anyway. Well, that's true. It was, I planned that. Yeah, that's what was going on. No, but yeah, you're right. Definitely. My loons were singing with your crows. Nice. I love to hear the loons and the crows sing together. It was okay, said Rose. They covered a word or two. Thank you for giving the context to the ancient ideas, modern vocabulary. I'll tell you what, I can take this text and drop it in the description. I'll do that right now. Son of a gun. I asked you to help me, and you did help me, but I never bothered to look over this. In the beginning, I thought I should look over at the chat. And then I thought, kind of in a roll here, on a roll. So here we go. I'm going to grab this as it is. Okay, copy. And you'll be able to see that I really do kind of pretty much as I can stick to the text of what I wrote, because writing it out, I'm able to not lose my thoughts. That's why I write it out. I write it out so that I don't miss anything. I'm dropping it in here right now. All right. And there it is. And hopefully it'll save. Maybe there's too much text and it won't let me do it. Oh, yeah, there's way too much text. I can't do it. It won't let me do it. Oh, well. Leave. Yeah, way too much text. Anyway, so tried. Let's thank you for the super chats, everybody. Appreciate it. Holly and Rose and Ken, thank you very much. It was okay. Thank you for giving context to ancient ideas with modern vocabulary. I already have my hand raised for Mystic Tea Salon. I should turn that on. I'll just turn that on right now. Well, I'll kind of interfere with the camera thing. I don't want to do that. Ethan, hey. Victoria, hi. Victoria Payne? My neighbor, Victoria Payne? That'd be awesome if that's you. Hi there. It was an opportunity to accept and focus. They faded the more I listened. Nice. Hi, Ethan. Which book of Aramaic were you quoting from? It's the Aramaic Jesus by Dr. Neil Douglas Klotz. Aramaic Jesus by Dr. Neil Douglas Klotz. And you can find that on Amazon. And I could even tell you the page if you're interested. Follow your instincts, dear ones. Bird songs is God's love. Yeah, there you go. Thanks, Kristen. Dr. Neil Douglas Klotz. Aramaic Jesus. Let's see. Oh yeah, you're like 6 steps ahead of me here. I'm catching up. All right. So peace and love. Revelations of the Aramaic Jesus. Thank you, Kristen. Kristen's right. Revelations of the Aramaic Jesus. Revelations of the Aramaic Jesus. Do I have a copy over here? I read it on. I've got a Kindle copy. I don't think I have a hardbound copy. Anyway, I'll see you in a couple minutes. Peace and love, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for putting up with me and my birds and my cars. Peace and love. See you soon.